Hello, good day everyone. Welcome to our next video clip regarding our continuation about the functions in Python programming. So today I'm going to introduce to you the input function. So input function is used to ask entry or input from the user. So that is the purpose of this function. The syntax of input is this one. So the keyword input and then a pair of parentheses, and make sure inside of your parentheses is your prompt message. So if ever you have a string prompt message, then enclose it with a pair of double quotation mark. Okay? So pair sila. So okay, opening and closing. And then, if ever you want to call a variable inside your prompt message, then do not forget to concatenate. So, as with the other, as I have said with our previous video clip, again to concatenate, to combine your purely string message, you can use comma or as plus sign. Okay, and then call the variable. But if string lang ang imuhang message, then this will do. Okay? So, like for example, you're asking an input from the user about the school name. Okay? So, his or her school name. So, the input keyword, parentheses, the double quote, and then inside would be your prompt message. So, inana lang ang way sa pag-ask o input from the user. So, there are different sense of using the syntax depende kung unsa imuhang purpose, unsa imuhang kailangan put, diba? Once you're trying to ask input from the user, there is a very crucial thing which is the DT, or what we call as the data type. So data type, ano siya. So later on, I'll discuss to you what are these different data types nga common ginagamit once mag-ask ta og entry from the user. So the first syntax is this one which I have presented you a while ago. So input keyword and then the prompt message inside, and then depending on that if you need to have the double quotation mark and then a pair of quotation mark, and then over here of course the prompt message, and then so as well in here the prompt message again. The double quotation mark is not necessarily needed in your prompt message as long as a string siya, okay? Purely message. But if it is a variable, then do not enclose it with quotation mark. Okay? So, dili malibog ay naabot sa variable. Basta variable na gani, ayaw yun siya i-enclose sa quotation mark. So, next, second different syntax is this one. So, you are assigning a variable to the input. Okay? So, logically, in this syntax, you are assigning any variable na imong ma-define mo na siya ang pangalan sa variable nimo, and then mo na siya ang sudlanan sa kung unsa may imong isulod dari. Okay? So, since you are asking a message, so let's say that, okay, ato siya i-run sa program ha. Let's try this one. So I am opening the PyCharm Edu. This is a free source. You can download this one through online. So take for an instance. Okay. Um, Using the following syntax, I'll change the message into um, let's say that name, and then input. What I'm trying to ask from the user is the full name. Enter your full name. So, since full name man pud akong ginapangayon sa user, so I think name as my variable name is quite related, okay, to what I am asking nga input para di pud ka maglibog as developer or programmer. So here class, once imo na siyang i-run, automatic i-display niya ang imong prompt message. So this one, the prompt message, and then your compiler is waiting for an input. So that's why naa siya mag-blink tara nga cursor. And then once na kay i-type, mag-color green na siya, meaning to say input na siya gikan ni user. So ina na lang ang purpose sa to ang input. Okay. Once ato na siya i-enter, walay mahitabo, that will be the end of our program since wala tay other process nga gi-code diri. But if we want to display the name entered by the user a while ago, then we need to call the function na print. And then let's have a concatenation message here. String message, hello, and then concatenate them. I'll just use a plus sign and I'll call the variable name. Ang pangalan sa akong variable which holds the value of full name na gi-enter ni user is a name. Okay, which is kini sa taas. So, ang input ni user na padulong sa sudlanan nga name. Ang sudlanan din nga name akong gitawag kay gusto na ako kuhaon ang iyahang sulod which is the entered full name ni user. So inani na siya once mag-run. So example, let's change the value which is LJ. Excuse me. So once i-enter na to, so automatic mo next siya dari. So second message, hello LJ. So that's it. We have combined the previous function which is print to display the message, and then second is we have used as an input coming from the user. So in this case, I am asking a string value. Okay, when you say string, it is a data type wherein your value composed of letters, characters, okay, not a number. But if you are trying to ask a number from the user, then you must use our third syntax. Okay. So since string pa man to ang ako ang gi-ask, I can use this syntax, okay? Because this is the default syntax in asking input. Your input is by default ga-accept siya og string na data type. Okay? So text, purely text iyang pag-consider sa gina-input ni user. But if you want to ask number, then we need to specify its data type para dili ka mag-error. So here are the different data types na ginagamit in Python. So we have int as integer, long, float, and complex. So I'll introduce to you the int. So these three, by the way, this four talks about numbers, diba? But for complex, it is commonly for exponential form. So taas-taas na siya nga numbers. And then you can use either of the following because float and long um, is used for accepting numbers with decimal point. The difference only is the size. Okay, how long or how long is the decimals na i-accept nimo as input from the user. So for me, I am quite the input that I'm asking from the user is enough na para kang float. And then if I am asking for a whole number, then I need to use integer because it doesn't necessary na by decimal point. Okay? So it depends on the needed sa imong program. So let's use integer. I'm going to ask whole number from the user. So akong gamiton nga data type is integer. So ang magamit nimo nga syntax karon on this next example is this one. So you need to declare a variable equals what is the data type imong gamiton depende sa imong purpose, and then follow, open, and a close. So, dapat pair gina sila ha. And then, sulod ana is kanina din ang ato ang input nga function. So, input, parentheses. So, ato lang kopyan ang atong pattern before, and then your prompt message. So, here is an example. Alright, so in this example, by using input function, I am using the integer data type because I am accepting a whole number for my first and second number. Okay, and then I'm going to find the difference, meaning to say, ako silang i-minus para makuha din ang difference. So, maulang na siyang purpose ani nga program. So, ang syntax would be the variable name, which is h, and then equals the integer as declared na data type nato, and then your input function, then your message. Enter first number. So, ang output ana is inani. Okay? Next is the input dense user of 12. Next is second number na kay variable na I. So, muna mo ang variable name and then enter second number. So, that's when I should display na enter second number. So, I have entered here another 12. Next is you need to display the message na the difference of two numbers. So, the difference of two numbers, then dependent na din siya sa calculation base ani nimo. H minus I. Okay, so what is the difference of H minus I? So whatever be the number nga gi-enter ni user, magdepende na siya kung sa iyang value diri. So dili kita makaingon nga always zero ang answer nimo sa difference because it is calling the variable name H and I which depends on the user entry. Okay, so magdepende na siya. If ever 45 and then 12 na siya, so pila man ang difference mo na siya ang mabutang po dari. Okay, so dili na po pasabot fix 0. So inana lang ang way. Next, so I guess those are the basic syntaxes, the differences of each syntax of using the input function. I'll give you another example of input function but accepting string. Okay, so purely text. So your input is by default accept na siya text or string value. So that's why we do not need to specify its data type. So dili na angay nga kini nga syntax imong gamiton kung string man lang imuhang dawaton. But if you want to accept numbers, then you must use this third syntax. Okay, so I hope you have learned on this video clip. I'll give you a exercise, a short exercise. Okay, so this is your activity. So use an input function and a print function by asking the weight of the user, and then you will display the entered weight in kilogram. So I'll make this a little challenging. So you will ask the weight of the user in pounds and then you will convert it into kilogram. So that will be the display message, okay? The converted weight in kilogram. Okay, so I hope you can do it. So I'll wait for your, if you have the answers now, then you can comment down below on this video and see you in our next video.